Obama gets flack for his comments about gay men. We're gonna explain. Plus, Ray J says he's an embarrassment to Sister Brandy. And did Jackie Christie fight her own daughter on Basketball Wives?
Did she win, though? And back for the third time in a row, actress, producer, and host Claudia Jordan.
Hey, fellas, it's our last night together. I am so sad, but let's make the best of this night and have a little fun, shall we?
We shall.
Welcome to Side Dish. There it is. That's a growing city right there.
Man, population many, man. Appreciate y'all pulling up. But you already know the vibes. Here inside this, we're more than an appetizer when it comes to pop culture and fun. We have a whole meal. Shout out to the chat over there, yo.
What's up, chat? Claudia, how are we feeling tonight? How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. This has been a really good time. You guys are really fun and easy to talk to.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Yes, and good sports too.
Thank you.
Man, we're here for the shenanigans. Like, I always been a fan of people who come in, like, with a dark humor, who get it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, well, you already know because we worked together a long time ago. Very, very. Oh my God, I just remembered. We were trying to outgross each other on movies, and he put me up on a couple movies that were horrific, and I've tortured all my friends.
I could even beat you. Whatever I told you before, I could beat you again right now.
Tusk.
Okay.
Oh, Tusk?
Yo,
yeah.
So Tusk was a very tough movie to get
The
through.
Human Centipede Part 2.
You've seen Tusk, right, Tana?
Yeah.
Have you seen Midsommar?
Yes.
Have you seen Midsommar?
No, you got some more for me.
Oh,
That was dark.
So when I saw Midsommar, me and my trainer went and we drove away from the movie theater in silence. We didn't talk to each other the whole ride home. It was one of those movies where it just sits with you like, damn, man, how did that escalate? So one day I was just chilling. I was like, what's a movie that's worse than Tusk? And I found it.
You found the movie worse than Tusk.
Not Tusk, but Midsommar.
Okay.
And that movie is called a Serbian film.
Wait, I've heard of this.
You're welcome.
Yes.
But
I've heard
But
of this.
also, you don't have to watch it.
I've tortured many of my friends. They don't open up any more referrals for me anymore because of those two movies. I had movie night and I played that and the Human Centipede
Tusk
Part
is
2.
wild.
As
To
a
do
movie
a
night?
double feature
Double
for both
feature.
of those
Movie
movies,
night.
that's
To bring
wild.
people to your house and play them that movie?
They actually cursed me out.
That sounds about right.
They don't like me anymore.
What's y'all go-to movie in the chat when you want to make sure people don't ask you for any more movie recommendations?
What is it?
All right, y'all, it's time for some Feed Me. And men are sometimes limited in how much styling they can do with their facial hair and the hair on their heads. But not this guy. Ladies, he is giving you two guys for the price of one. What do you think of this look? What do we call it? Wrong answers only.
Yo, no.
God, these are the kind of guys that be in my DMs. Like, seriously, this is what I get.
If he was from Baltimore, I'd call him Two-Face, but it's like T-E-W.
Yeah.
Two.
If he's out on the golf course, I'd hit him with the Arnie Palmer.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a little
Okay,
like
little
half
half and
lemonade,
half.
half tea, half and half.
Right. I got nothing. I'm just stunned that he went through with this look.
How long do you think he held on to this? Or is this like his thing?
I bet you he's got a girlfriend too. And probably cheats on her.
Yeah.
The most arrogant guys look like that, I'm telling you.
Yeah, he probably used like the more like distinguished side, like, you know, he always takes a window seat in the restaurant.
it wasn't me.
Oh,
It
yeah.
wasn't me. Like,
It wasn't me. Oh, yeah, that's true. Maybe that's why he did that. Whose phone is it?
That's you, Siri.
My phone's
Siri's eavesdropping.
I'm sorry, you guys.
That man is both before and after. You know what I'm saying?
But sometimes, you know, it's about those people who are the enablers, the people who are like, yo, man, you look good. Like,
Right, because someone had to co-sign that.
Yeah.
He probably ran that by someone, don't you think? And who did it? He had to run that by and say, you know, I was thinking, I want to kind of switch it up, and someone didn't stop him.
He's got one of them messed up friends who was probably like, yo, no one else is going to say it, but that's fire.
That's fire.
And he's
Right.
like, yeah, you're right.
But we are in a world where good is bad and bad is good. So, you know, this gets celebrated. And now he's being talked about on Side Dish.
Half man, half amazing. Got it.
I wonder if he like did a self-tape and played two characters in his self-tape.
It's not very good fade either that. It's a mess.
The fade in the back is a little off.
It's a little choppy.
It's kind of like in Spider-Man 3 when he got the black suit and the symbiote was taken over.
Yeah.
Like it's almost
I
covering
feel
his
sorry
whole body.
for like the young woman who's like making out with him because half of her face is going to be exfoliated and the other half isn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That inner thigh possibly too.
And her thing,
Oh.
you never know.
Yeah, he's going to have to do that.
If you
looking
know,
like that.
you know.
If you know, you know. And if you don't know, okay. Now you ho. All right. When Barack Obama was on the IMO podcast, he talked about how young men should befriend gay people and they need to see other perspectives of guys. And here's what he had to say.
One of the most valuable things I learned as a guy was I had a gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't outlawed, who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this.
Yeah.
Right? So that, I think, is creating that community. I know it's corny, but that's what they need.
Well, Waka Flocka didn't like this, and he reposted the video with the caption, "Kids, never be this fool and deceiver. Obama is tripping, and y'all just agreeing with this."
Oh, wow. Come on, Waka, why?
And I usually rock with Waka. But at the end of the day, you ain't live that man life, and I'm talking about Obama. You know what I'm saying? And also, I would like to put Waka in the psychiatry chair and find out what forged his worldview to make him feel the way he feel. Because, like, listen, man, they're good people, they're bad people, and we all here doing this physical experience at the same time. I'm not gonna hate on somebody over their sexual orientation because I am not affected by that. I am not bothered either way, you know?
Nothing to do with you, actually. Right. Waka, you know, he's definitely been vocal politically, and he's definitely not a fan of the Democratic Party. He definitely has been vocal about that. And, you know, who's the bigger face of the party than Barack Obama? So I think nothing that Barack Obama would have said that he would have really liked. I will say this. I heard what Barack Obama said, but it seemed like people took bits and pieces of that to kind of demonize, oh, he's pushing this agenda. Barack Obama is a very thoughtful and inclusive person that is so inclusive to his detriment amongst certain critics, they will try to demonize him for being inclusive. And I think what he's trying to say, big picture, is you need to have different perspectives of different kinds of people, different orientations, nationalities, different worldviews. And that's why he was able to govern with huge approval ratings and won so many states, because people felt that.
Yeah, Obama's one of the few politicians who, like, everyone felt like they were speaking to them specifically. And I'm sure there are people who felt different than him politically. I mean, even like the late John McCain used to talk about how, like, Obama is a respectable man. And so it's like, that's from the other side of the aisle. Couldn't be any further away politically, but still I said, this is a respectable human being. It's one of those things where it's like, I echo Obama's sentiment. Like, I came up out of a very, very rural small town, and not all small towns are like this, but in a lot of places, you can make your way out of the 12th grade and carry a lot of ignorance with you. You really can. And it's not hard, and it happens a lot faster and a lot more often than a lot of people think. There's the Mehdi Hassan has recently done this like outnumbered interview. I think you might have posted something about it where it's like shocking for some of this to still be out there. But I remember being in college, and I had a professor like that who, like, one time I said something off the cuff that now, looking back on well over 20 years ago, oh my gosh, that was like from a diminished perspective, and I hadn't thought through things from a broad, I don't want to say broader perspective, but it's just like sometimes you need an education from the outside world.
Absolutely. I think that's why our country is where we are now, because people are only with their tribe and their small groups of people, so they're getting their ignorant views reinforced with other people just for, oh yeah, you're right. No one's listening or opening their mind to what a different lifestyle or a different perspective can be, and that's why we are where we are. And the lines are drawn in the sand, and it's so hostile right now.
Yeah, and I think social media allows people who have limited worldviews to kind of get in their own personal huddle and find other people who have limited worldviews. Because sometimes you just need one cosigner to make you feel like, hell yeah, I'm right and the world feels the way I feel, and everybody else is wrong. Waka, it is 2025. You should do a remix of Hard in the Paint with Saucy Santana and Lil Nas X. Call it Hard in the Taint.
Wow.
And
I know Saucy. I can make that. You got Waka's information? I can get Saucy. We can make this
I probably get the Deb quicker than I get the Waka.
Okay, Deb.
You know.
I like Deb. Deb, we got a song. We got an idea for y'all.
Oh, hell no. That's what she's going to say.
I love Deb. I love me some Deb.
Oh, man. Ray J stopped by the Drop and Low podcast and talked about him and his family's current relationship, mainly him and Brandy. And he said they only say hello when she's on FaceTime with his kids. Other than that, they don't speak. And here's what else he had to say.
I love my sister, but I'm an embarrassment to them.
So you don't feel accepted?
I never wanted to be accepted. I feel like I'm an embarrassment. I think we're good. We'll be okay. There's certain things that I feel like we should all do as a family that her and my cousin might not agree upon, but, you know, to each his own. I gotta do me, you know? It's like, you don't want me to be me, and I'm talking strictly to maybe my cousin, not Brandy. You want me to be something else, but I'm superseding everything y'all doing. How does that work? Yeah, it's just tough, because you only feel bad when your family has a problem. Your family is the only people that can get to you.
Man, sometimes we get to hear from Ray J, and sometimes we hear from Willie.
Yeah.
That was Willie Norwood speaking right there.
Really
and you could
was.
tell he was hurt.
You know, it feels like I get what he's saying. Okay, so I think there's the old school, which is Sonia, his mom, and Brandy. Like, they go by the old school rules of this entertainment game. And then he's more representative of the new school, where it's like they make money in different ways. It's going viral. It's by any means necessary. And he's very successful. He makes a ton of money, and he's doing his thing. I really feel like that clip, I really feel bad for him. He looked really sad. Like, it does bother him that in the eyes of his family, people he loves, they may not respect him as much for the way he makes his money. But he's like, well, I'm successful. It's working for me.
Right.
But I think he really wants the love and respect of his sister.
Because he did try it the classic way. You know, he put his records out, a formal invite, wait a minute, you know what I mean? And after a while, like, everything changed. It became the sensationalism of it all.
And he recognized it and rode the wave.
Man.
So is he right or is he wrong? I think he's kind of right to do it that way, but I get why people wouldn't like it.
It's interesting. Okay, so there is one thing. If I just jump out and I play devil's advocate for just a second, and this is strictly for conversation's sake. One of the things that jumped out to me out there was he was talking about his cousin. He says, "This is not about Brandy. This is about my cousin." And he says, "Everything that I'm doing is superseding everything that you're doing." And there's both, that can both come from a place of confidence, and that can also come from like a slight place of arrogance. Like, and if I manage to maintain a certain level of fame that could be higher than what you're maintaining, I could approach our relationship from that perspective, where it's like, you don't really know what you're doing anymore. Like, look at what I'm doing all these things great. And that can add to family tension.
That's true.
You know, and I'm not saying that that's the source of it. I'm just sort of presenting that as like, oh, in that short soundbite right there, like, two things jumped out at me. One is that, yeah, I think he's very hurt from the lack of relationship that he has with his sister. And I have two sisters. I talk to them weekly. If I didn't talk to a blood relative like that, and we had that, I would feel bad. I would feel bad about that. Then the other thing is, like, I don't go around talking about, well, I'm doing this on social media, or I'm superseding what they're doing.
It doesn't probably help.
Right. That wouldn't
Right.
help.
Yeah. That definitely makes sense.
And I think when you've been punched down at a lot, because I remember, oh, that's Brandy brother. You know what I mean? They used to always harp on them. So when you finally make a name for yourself, you know, you get that confidence, you get that wind in your sails, and, you know, and you start running what works for you. Like, I mean, he literally made millions of dollars off his D. You know what I mean?
He did.
And built an empire.
Yeah.
And helped the whole family make almost $1 billion off of his deed.
But
Yeah, they should give him a tip.
They should.
Well, they did give him a tip. Well, he gave her a tip.
Yeah. and then there's the other thing is, every now and then, like, how many weeks ago, what was it, where he was like, me and Sexy Red slept together, and then we had to walk that back because, like, yo, we're on the plane together. And that's a little.
So
That's somebody
we
who
can
knows
agree.
the game. He knows that when he throws it out there, that's going to make a certain amount of noise. And he
Yeah.
also knows he'll have to come back to make the retraction, which will also make
Also
noise.
makes
So
noise.
you get to hit the media cycle twice. And people that know how to, like, detach their soul from their body and play that game are amazing
Yeah.
to me.
So
because I'm so logical.
Is he
Don't worry.
right or wrong? Because he recognized that society has changed, and there is a lane. Like, if I just, like you said, throw the soul out the window in the conscience, I could really be successful financially. Do the ends justify the means?
He exists in a space of provocateur these days.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's times where you see him in the high life of it all, and then you see times where, like, he really misses his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, kind of like Thanos when he pushed Gamora off. At what cost?
At what cost?
At what cost, man?
All right, y'all. On the latest episode of Basketball Wives, Jackie Christie and her daughter Chantel got into a fight. They've also had a strained relationship, and things just reached a breaking point. Take a look.
A much better exit.
You right.
Good night.
You right. And
I
you
love
think
you.
you look better?
Bye-bye.
Do you think you look better? Do you think that you fixed the situation?
No,
Because you're sitting here looking stupid.
I don't.
Look how you
I
look
don't.
as a mother, Jackie.
If you don't
Look how
get
you look as a mother.
Get out of my room.
Don't touch
Jenny,
me.
I will not.
Don't.
Let me go. 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 No, you guys.
hands on me, that's the end of it. That's the end of it. That's the end of it. You put your hands on
I'm
me.
going in my room.
Call Dad. Get him on the line, Jackie. Call Dad.
Yo, people in animal print don't be losing fights.
That's
I didn't know.
hilarious.
Did she knock her hair off? Did she knock her wig off? I feel like her hair was different at the end. Okay, maybe I thought the hair got knocked
Moved
off.
around like Ray J's hat.
Yeah.
Now, just a little backstory. Chantel said Jackie always treated her bad while growing up. The drama intensified when a DNA revealed that Doug Christie is not Chantel's biological father. A secret Jackie allegedly kept and altered hospital records to hide. Oh my God. This revelation led to a paternity fraud lawsuit from Doug, causing further strain on the family. Did you guys hear the rumors?
No.
Do you know who they said it was?
Who?
It's alleged. He's denied it, but they said Chris Webber.
Huh?
His name was brought up. I don't know if it's true or not. Chris Webber, maybe we want to come by the show. We can talk to you about it.
I think he's local.
Chris Webber, come through. We want
before.
to prick your finger real quick.
Yo, because you do remember, y'all remember, right? That like Doug Christie's wife used to go to all the games and run the hardest defense.
She ran it.
To block chicks from trying to holler at him, all knowing that, hey man, you had a side baby on your dude, and all that stuff you was doing because internal guilt.
Damn, Jackie, I love you, Jackie. Jackie, say it isn't so. What happened? Say it's a faulty test. No.
So that's why Chantel, well, actually, never mind. I was about to say, because that's not her mom, but it is her mom.
That's her mom, but now
just not his
Doug's
dad.
not
Right.
her father.
Yeah.
How would y'all feel if you found out that your dad wasn't your dad? Or would you be relieved or would you be sad?
It's hard. It comes down to the relationship. It's hard to quantify that.
Yeah.
Like the relationship that I had with the person who I thought was my dad, you know, that was going to change for that person probably more than it's going to change for me. Like I definitely want to know who my dad is. But also like mom laying hands on her adult daughter, like it's hard to come back from that.
She cocked her arm back too. Like she came from back here with it. Like
I was disappointed Chantal gave me the overhand this, and I really thought we were about to get another one of those. Like this is not, you're not doing a lot with that.
Oh yeah, like that's an over-the-hand TV punch.
If your dad was not your dad, who would you want your dad to be? You had a substitute dad.
If you had to sub a dad
Not my
in,
substitute dad.
I want Barack Obama to be my dad.
Barack Obama to be your dad.
And he seemed like a good dad.
yo, he seems like super dad. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he balanced that whole presidency and fatherhood and
scandals.
husband dude. Yeah.
Didn't cheat, wasn't a hoe.
He's got to
Maintain
have
coolness.
bad days. Barack Obama's got to have bad days, like everybody else.
I think he just floats through life, not
might.
making any mistakes. That's what I think. That's what I like to believe about my daddy, Barack Obama.
Yeah, and like I don't think I could sub anybody in for my pops, man. We was just hanging out this last weekend, man. And
You
it
can't
just-
sub him out, just hypothetically speaking.
I can't even think
Okay,
of no.
who-
Well, how about this? Just an alternate fun dad.
Alternate.
Fun father,
Al-
alternate.
Alternate
one.
fun.
We're not subbing dad out.
Alternate fun dad.
How about Peter from Family Guy?
Peter Griffin.
You know what?
He be funky, he's always messing up.
I'm not mad at that. Also, I guess Will's dad for the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, wait, Uncle Phil?
Not Uncle Phil. Will's actual dad.
His dad?
Why don't you love me, man? Like his
You want the dad, the deadbeat dad?
Yeah, I want that be dad.
Ben Vereen?
Yeah, but not Ben Vereen, the actor. I want Will
His
Smith's.
character.
I want Fresh.
You want an absentee dad to be your fun dad.
Because if I can't have my dad, I don't want no dad.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Do you have a?
I was gonna say I was gonna cook up a whole scenario where like if I'd never met my father, but then I found out that my dad was Macho Man Randy Savage, and then instead of just all those clips where he's like, "Listen up, Hulkster," if he also made clips where he's like, "Listen up, little man, I'm not gonna be around when you're a big kid, but we gotta take that standing it." You know.
Does he have the same mustache?
You know, maybe it's
Genetically?
genetics? Oh my
Genetically.
God.
You know what? What's your mom's name again?
Shelly,
Shelly.
Sheldonna.
Sheldonna.
Yeah.
We might need to talk.
Who would your dad be?
Oh, I said Barack.
Oh, Barack, you sure did. You
Yeah.
went with that. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm here in present. I really
Yeah.
am.
It's okay. Think about Peter Griffin, I know.
Okay, while we deal with the sins of replacing our own fathers here.
Sorry.
We're moving on. Over 46 million people have viewed the original cheating kiss cam video from the Coldplay concert. You know the one. And Grace Springer, who owns the video, says that she made $0 and 0 cents. And she says that she never monetized the video. There she is right there. Also, when asked if she regrets posting it, she says her only regret is her CEO's wife is experiencing. But Grace says if it wasn't her, someone else would have posted the video. What do you think? Do we think she should have monetized that video or
Absolutely.
not? 46 million?
Yes.
How many TikTok dollars is that?
It depends. Social media is so weird now. It's hard to gauge. And the thing is, your channel is either monetized or it's not on your page. You can't hit the, let me monetize this video, but not this video. You know what I mean?
It had to be done in advance.
Right. You might have more followers now because of what happened, but maybe you just became eligible for monetization after this popped off.
But that does suck that everyone's using the video, including us. And, everyone's seeing it everywhere else, and you got no benefit from it. But now we know you as a snitch.
Yeah. But it's wild to say that, 46 million people saw you cheating. That's a lot of people.
That's
a lot of people.
That's a quarter of America.
Wow.
That's like a whole quarter of the United States.
Right. Oh my God. Can you imagine? They got to be so embarrassed though. They're so recognizable now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
They have to stay together now, right?
See, I don't think they're pulling that Amy Holmes, TJ Robot of it all.
Oh, like, hey, we're going to face the world together.
They're going back to their corners. Can you imagine the arguments though? Can you imagine, like, you can't say anything anymore?
Oh my, no, you can't say jack
No,
about
nothing.
nothing.
Any place he goes from here on out will be questioned. And any place he works at, like in any she's gonna make sure you have all male employees.
Both of their spouses can't turn on the TV or open their phone because somewhere there's a clip of like the Philly or whatever he is hugging up on another mascot, and they're like, "Arr!"
There's like challenges now. It's everywhere.
Yo, I saw one where it was like Bill Cosby holding a woman, but she was asleep.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go to break. But after the break, what?
Wow, that was dark even for me. I like dark humor.
I didn't make the meme. I just saw it.
Yeah, he just observed the meme. People are saying. I didn't say it.
After the break, what NFL player left hundreds of thousands of dollars in luxury items in a storage unit, and there's a new dating show for just virgins?
Oh my God.
All that and more in 2 minutes.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 9:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And shut the hell up.
You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late-night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Hey, besties!
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time!
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
I get the spiritual moments.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Welcome back. All right, there's a guy who goes around buying abandoned storage units, and he might have just hit the jackpot because he came up on Chad Ochocinco's abandoned units, and he found some old sportswear, designer shoes and clothes, signed jerseys and cleats. Here's actually some of his findings right here.
What this is, red bottoms, baby.
Oh, wow.
Christian Louboutins, red bottoms, kind of ugly, but in beautiful condition. What is this? John Varvatos. We got them right there. Nice little set. What else we got? Gucci. Beautiful. Nice little Gucci boots right there.
Wow. Okay, well, there we go. Well, Shannon Sharp brought this up during the Nightcap show, and here's what good old Ocho Cinco had to say about it.
There's a guy found 2 of your old storage units, Ocho.
Yeah, that's my old storage that's from like 2004, 2005. How do you get rid of stuff that you don't want anymore? And that was the best way to do it.
You left Chris Henry jersey in there.
That's one that's signed by all my teammates. My real Chris Henry jersey, the one that he wore, that signed, is here.
So you ain't gonna get it back?
This is how I live my life, right? I live life in 2 parts. Act 1, football, clothes, fashion, all that fun stuff. Them days is long gone. Act 2, new life, new house, new beginnings. I'm not taking nothing from the past into Act 2. So what's the best way to get rid of it? Man, be happy.
Sir, you've taken the name into Act 2. Ocho Cinco? Come on, that's an Act 1 into Act 2.
That's true.
Okay. Cool, what's his real name?
Chad Johnson.
Chad Johnson.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, Ocho,
But you forget that sometimes.
Wait, you know what the Ocho Cinco's for, right?
Was that a fake name he used at a hotel? Like when Ron Mexico?
You don't know?
Ocho Cinco.
That's his number.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
05?
Yeah.
85.
Oh, Ocho.
What did I just say? 80? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're messing up.
They
right
stopped
now.
teaching Spanish numbers at a certain point when I was in school.
Well,
But he put it in the storage unit and just like stop paying for it?
But storage is expensive. I have a storage I've had for about 15 years in LA. Nothing in there is worth what I pay for, and I kind of feel like I want to do this now.
Yeah.
But there's less valuable stuff. But he had a lot of like expensive stuff in there.
He had those shoes. You could freaking eBay those shoes and the jersey and the helmet.
Louis Vuitton jackets too.
I mean,
Like, he threw it in there in cardboard boxes like he didn't care about it.
I mean, but just imagine what he has at the crib. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If he was willing to let that go,
Yeah.
because I have a hate relationship, not even a love-hate, a hate relationship with storage units because like I lost so many things in storage units that my parents let go. You know what I'm saying? And baby pictures I can never get back, pictures of deceased people, clothes from the 80s and 90s. And so like I just feel like anytime you put something in storage, you're just waiting to appear in the next episode of Storage Wars.
Say goodbye to it.
Yeah. Like if you didn't like it enough to have it in your house, just beware to bid adieu.
It's psychological. It's a psychological thing. I think we're like, I don't want to get rid of it. I still like it enough where I don't want to throw it away. But one day I'll get to it, and one day never comes. And it's the best hustle. Like I kind of want to have a storage unit business because
very profitable.
I've been paying mine. Like I think it's almost 20 years now.
Wow.
Like at least 15 years.
What? So you've been shout out to you for maintaining it that long, because most people are like maybe 2 years, 3 years out.
Only because it's direct deposit. I mean, direct withdrawal. But like they keep raising the price. Like it's now $500 a month, and I don't even know what's in there.
What'd you say?
$500 a month.
$500 a month. Woo. Mine. So I got one. Of course, I moved to Atlanta almost 3 years ago, and I had all my LA stuff, and I wasn't gonna bring all my clothes. I wasn't gonna bring all my stuff. So I just brought some stuff. The rest has been sitting in storage. It's like a little over, what is it? Like $120 a month, and now I'm looking at almost 3 years of that.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it's like you look at it. What I've been paying for sure. Is way more than what any of that stuff could be worth now. There's not jewelry and stuff. It's like clothes and furniture. Stupid.
Yeah.
Like, would you ever like go to a storage auction? Because I do get caught up watching some of these shows at night, and every now and then you find something cool. Like, oh man, it's like a human skull for some reason.
Not a human skull.
Yeah. Wow.
He
Weird things.
really
in
is dark
storage
today.
units. But I don't know. Like, I like the jackpot of it all. Like, you know, because especially if it's like a big bulk of thing, you know, because it's never a situation where like the door is closed, bid on whatever you don't, you know, like you get to see boxes, and sometimes it is intriguing. The same way people go to the stores and buy those surprise things, and like, oh wow, I didn't have this figure. And
I don't like the surprise things. Like even when I'm booking a flight, it's like, okay, you can save $200 more if you just like don't know the time that it's gonna take off, and the later I'm like, nope, I just need to know what's in there, so I wouldn't do it. Yeah.
I got to know.
But you're a little more of a wild card, I see.
with certain things, because like when you said what you just said about the travel thing, it triggered me. Because one time I did that and I had like a 19-hour layover in Nebraska.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Messing around with them.
Yeah.
Flight was $200 round trip, man.
Yeah.
But I spent more time in Nebraska than I cared to.
All right, the McClure Twins, who have been making viral YouTube videos since they were babies, have been very successful. Well, their dad is saying he's only setting aside $500,000 for them when they turn 18. Take a look.
Setting aside money for your children, and how much?
We are setting aside money for our kids. I have a certain amount that I think they should have by the time that they're 18 years old, so they can buy a house, not so they can waste it buying Lamborghini or purses, but that's around $500,000. That should be enough. I'm not a fan of giving a child millions of dollars.
I did the math on that. These kids have been making videos since the womb,
And so when they turn 18, they're going to have $500,000 that their parents are giving them from all of the money that they've generated on their YouTube over the past 18 years. $500,000. That equates to $27,000 a year. That's like not even minimum wage. That should be illegal.
Do you know how much they generated?
I don't, because I'm an adult man.
Same.
Yeah, if I told you that I love these twins and I've been following them since they were born, you'd have a lot of questions about me.
I would.
Yeah.
Mr. Hanson, come from
Yeah.
But the principle of it is the fact that he thinks the dad, who's not even their real dad, he's not their biological dad, says, I'm not a fan of giving these kids millions of dollars, but you are a fan of making these twins earn you millions of dollars. I think that is a major red flag.
Yeah.
It should be a little more fair.
Yeah.
1.8 million is the report.
Oh, per year? Was that right, Arlene? I'm sorry. They're so close to $2 million a year, potentially, from their YouTube earnings.
I'm sorry, Dad, but you're giving pimpish vibes.
Give this man a horse and a whip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Back to the fields.
Yeah, I have so many questions. I have so many questions about it. Like, I want to know, like, how are they doing? Again, we were talking about this the other day. Like, what's your tax structure set up? Like, how are you what are you doing with the money? Where's the money going? How's it flowing? Like, as if you're saying, oh, I'm gonna give them $500,000 when they each turn 18. When they turn 18, that's one thing. And then if you turn to me and you say, and then at 25, they're gonna get another $1 million or whatever it was, then I start easing back up on you a little bit, because I do think hitting any 18-year-old, I mean, who do we know who's given $100,000 at 18?
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You can make a lot of mistakes.
So he should have followed up with some more. Like, we would want to have some more, because it sounds like you're giving these two girls $500,000 to split when they turn 18.
Yeah, that's what it sounded
they
like.
both get $250,000.
Yeah, $250,000.
Yo. Yeah.
Oh, $500,000 each, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I still don't love the optics of it, because
it doesn't look good.
The way that the economy is eroding, $500,000 by the time they're 18 ain't gonna be what it was today, even a couple years ago. And what are y'all doing with the rest of the money? I understand you're putting a roof over their head and you driving them to whatever events they gotta go to.
But millions, it's giving Honey Boo Boo vibes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Scam. Scam likely.
You put your kids in I'm sure there's days those kids did not want to film and they made them film and they worked anyways. That's labor. They worked.
Well, just so people at home are watching 12 years now, just so people at home have an idea, like if you do that, let's say if you're a child, say you're Jaleel White on Family Matters, right? And you're under the age of 18. There's things in sort of the union, the Screen Actors Guild, it's called the Coogan account, and where it's like a lot of the money you make, they start protecting those kids who's like, oh, if you're a child actor, suddenly they became 18 and they had nothing because their parents stole everything. That's what they created these things called Coogan accounts for, but that doesn't exist for YouTube creators.
It's still such the wild, wild west that they're not parameters put in place. And it should be, because a lot of the content creators out there that are really popping are like really young. Like, look at Ryan's World.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching him, not me by myself, because my kids were watching it. Like, yo, the parents got real fat. Yeah. And I ain't talking monetarily. You can tell, you can tell that, you can tell where the money going. The dad is humongous now compared to how he was season 1.
That's sad.
And you would only hope that the kids are having their money put away for them in a way to where, like, once you're 21, 25, 30, you got a nest egg for all the hard work you did in your single-digit years.
Absolutely.
Good luck, kids.
It does make me want to have kids and pimp them out on YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I kind of messed up, I feel,
I mean, you go to the park, just get one.
Go to a park and get one.
Yeah, I just go lift one from. That would go super.
This is Headkrack in the black Spider-Man suit today. Like, all show. It's like all day today. I don't know what's going on with you. I kind of like it, though.
I did cryotherapy today. Hulu has a new dating show for virgins called Are You My First? And that will be hosted by Colton Underwood and Caitlin Bristow. It's like Love Island for virgins. Now, here's their log line. The hottest group of virgins ever assembled search for intimacy, love, and maybe they're first in a tropical paradise designed just for them. Now, for the first time, they're free to explore their connections without judgment, allowing these sexy young singles to embark on a heated yet heartfelt journey packed with romantic dates, revealing challenges, and new love interests eager to find the one. You watching this?
Oh, what could go wrong? A bunch of sexually inexperienced virgins on an island trying to have their first experience on camera. Oh, hell. I'm watching this train wreck.
Let me tell you exactly how this went. Yeah, you know what? I haven't had sex either, and I would love to go on this dating show. I'm nervous around women, and I'm just not sure how I'll do. On an island? You guys have alcohol? Yeah, I guess I could go. Wait, there's love suits that we could. Oh yeah, we'll see. Oh, I'm so awkward.
Like,
what you doing later?
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Who's the virginity verifier for this show?
Because you can't run a credit check on no credit. Like, how do you check? Oh, are they checking hymens now? What are we doing?
Are we checking hymens? Now we stopped checking for those a long time
You
ago.
gotta check the whole facts.
Yeah.
What about the men?
Do you just run? Do you just run an STD panel? Because if you got one,
but they do that anyways on regular dating shows.
Yeah.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to. You got to boil these people these days before you kiss them.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's a great point. Like, why? Of course, it invites people that are lying about it, and they get access to a bunch of virgins.
And they say the most attractive virgins ever. Is that what they said?
No, not so much.
Yeah, if you was that attractive, you probably wouldn't be a virgin.
Think about the people that you know. Let me ask you this, because I know one for sure. Do you know any adult virgins? And I'm talking about over the age of 30.
No.
Have you known any?
Nah.
They're not attractive. They're not.
I was friends with a really hot girl. She's not a virgin now, but she was like mid to late 20s, actually, and I was like, no, mid 20s.
Okay.
And I was fascinated by it, and she finally lost it. She told
Save
me.
yourself to marriage, lady.
No, just like
not right
just
time?
a better guy.
Okay.
Have you guys ever taken anybody's virginity?
No, but going back on the other thing, right? I did have a babysitter who was like in her early 20s, and she was a virgin, and then she met a dude that she really liked, and she stopped coming around.
Oh, she's getting busy.
Yeah.
She was coming around somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay, so your boy Tanner has taken some virginity. I can tell.
Okay.
Why you gotta say taking some like that?
Yeah, yeah.
Listen,
Well,
I was
received virginity.
I was also a young innocent boy at one point in time.
Christopher Cucumbus.
Yeah.
Are you getting hot right now?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm doing good.
How many virgins have you had?
Whoa, Claudia.
You don't have to say their names.
Not many.
3? I say 3.
No.
2?
I think
You've had more than one.
I was one of those people. I don't mind saying
stuttering.
it out loud on
Stutter.
television.
I've never heard him tongue-tied.
No,
never.
Laura, my first. It was also her first. So that was like a moment.
Those cancel each
for
other
us.
out.
Those cancel each other out?
Okay, you had one virgin, okay.
Okay. Then after that.
You had another one.
No, I don't think so.
I feel you had another one.
Maybe, unless they were lying.
I don't never do this sort of thing.
Yeah, I've never done this before.
I love telling guys that. I don't usually do this, but there's something about you.
Yeah. We love hearing that, by the way.
Yeah, because I'm usually so optimistic to where like, really?
Yeah. That's one of my top 3 favorite sentences. The other 2 I can't say on TV. This is really also Colton Underwood and Caitlin Bristow. Weren't they the match on The Bachelor that one season? And then it turned out that Colton was like, "Hey, I shouldn't be on this dating show."
I don't know.
The names sound familiar.
So he's the guy who started out on The Bachelorette, I believe.
Okay.
But then he came out as a gay man. Oh. But he was like matched up. Like he won, I think. And they're supposed to get married, and then they don't get married, and then I think he had some like a little slightly unsavory drama with the woman that he was paired with. I'm trying to remember if that was Caitlin Bristow or not.
Wow.
Everybody in casting should have got fired that year. Because they're going on The Bachelor.
I'm on The Bachelor. Oh my God! But I forgot I'm really gay.
Yeah, you can't pull that.
And that's the exact same with Virgin Island. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Also, there's no way in the world that he's the first gay man to be on The Bachelorette.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure. I think most dating shows.
Most?
Well, a lot of dating shows, people just want to be on TV.
Looking at it as an acting gig.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't take. I've been asked to do some dating shows, but I feel like a lot of times the motivation of the men going on there is not really to find a girl. It's usually for attention.
I think that's men and women.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I'm not here to make friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm here to get a
we're
podcast.
Gonna get this answer out of you about how many virgins you've had, Tanner.
Yeah, listen, Claudia, I'm not scared to say the truth.
What camera's my camera? Virgins out there, if you're a virgin that your virginity was taken by Tanner, please DM me so I can have more to talk about if I ever come back. I like to hear from you, virgins. You may be eligible for a conversation.
Are you like the Tony Buzzme of...
Yeah, you may be eligible for compensation. All right.
Tanner
1-800-SIDE-DISH. All right. Well, we got to take a quick break, but after the break, breast milk is for sale.
Oh, wow.
And we'll explain who's buying it. And would you go on a breakup moon? All that and much more in 2 minutes. Like a breakup moon.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 9:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time.
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
I get the spiritual moments.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first round draft pick. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father and as a husband. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
Buy that one.
You don't buy that one?
Welcome back. It's the side convos for me. Okay. Welcome back. Now, in this economy, to make $1, lactating moms have found out that selling their breast milk to bodybuilders is the way to go. The bodybuilders are using their liquid gold for a pre-workout shots. Yuck. Breastfeeding moms are getting anywhere from $800 to $1,000 a day selling ounces of their milk. Many advertise their milk on Facebook groups and say it's been a great way to supplement their income.
That's one thing AI can't replace.
Yeah.
You know, much like verifying Virgin Island, how will you know if I'm actually selling you?
Right.
Can I just like milk my cat?
That's an excellent point.
How much milk do cats produce?
Well,
You've got to work hard to get ounces out of that cat.
I would think so, but think they have 8 nipples, or at least 6.
Okay.
You know, they're enough to sustain 6 kittens.
It's like the Coca-Cola freestyle machine for animals. Just like,
Yeah, it's
How
so
will they know?
weird. Okay, I do feel like we need to say this. Breast milk contains vitamins A, B6, B12, D, or 2, right? As well as calcium, copper, folate, iron, and zinc.
And whatever drugs the mom's on.
Yeah.
You know, like if mom parties or like has a nice little Kahlua the night before, your milk is gonna be spiked.
Yeah.
So could you buy breast milk from a complete stranger and drink it as a pre-workout? There's got to be a better way to do this.
Okay, so I've oddly enough, this is not the first time this conversation
Now I'm
has
over here.
come up.
Okay.
I would buy milk based on if the picture of the person it came from was on the bottle.
So you go by the looks.
Yeah.
So she's like hot.
I'm drinking.
But what if she's a hot whore, and she violates and she uses a lot of drugs?
Then you gotta have like a label on that, like you
Caution
know,
label?
Yeah, like milk extreme or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Advanced milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2.5%. Yeah, I know. I'm picking
whole
up
milk.
Whole milk.
2% whole milk.
You say whole milk like H-O?
Yeah.
You know.
That's good.
You know, get yourself a nice little jug of oat milk.
Have you guys, you guys have tried breast milk?
I haven't. I don't even like regular milk. Only time milk show up in my life is when I'm eating cereal or if I'm making a smoothie.
Yeah.
And it's usually almond milk for my smoothies. And if there's no almond milk, regular milk it is.
Chat, do you believe them?
I reached the point where, for me, I got to, and this is just my own dietary thing. It's not that I'm anti-milk or anti-dairy, but I eventually got to the point where I was like, it's a little weird that we're drinking the milk of another animal.
And like a 800-pound animal, that
like a
is
big, huge, yeah.
Like
and I understand that it's healthy and full of nutrients. I get it.
think it's healthy when you're young.
Sure.
Because the milk does a body good is a slogan that was made by the National Dairy Administration at one point in time to move more milk. But at the end of the day, after a certain point in your life, it's not as healthy for you as it was when you were a kid. And it probably would make more sense to drink milk from an animal, I mean, not an animal, from a human versus a cow, unless that human acts like an animal.
Who settles on cows? You know what I mean? Like, who said cows are the animal we're gonna get milk from?
I've thought about this too.
Because, like, did they go
didn't
through
fuss
other...
nearly as much as the women.
It's a dark show today.
And also had the multiple options like your cat. Like you spoke of.
Yeah.
Like, there's multiple udders. It's not just one udder on the cow.
One.
You got like 4 spouts. Like, and what do you think the first person that was getting milk, like when somebody caught him getting the milk, they're like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
This ain't what it looked like.
And he's like, nah, dude, let me tell you.
Right, it's just for the milk.
Yeah, it's just for the milk, yeah. It's healthy, I promise. You're absolutely.
It does a body good.
Sure it does. And he had to just continue with the lie. Okay.
But then they're like, his hair is gorgeous. His skin is beautiful.
Such strong bones.
So strong bones.
Calcium, which no one knew that word prior to
I
that
think
day.
they reverse engineered the reason afterwards.
Yeah.
They did it first, then they found reasons to support
They had to
it.
justify it.
Yeah.
It got real popular in one town, and they're like, no, because they all had mustaches. They're like, the hell are you guys doing? I'm like, no, the calcium. It's high in calcium.
Right.
Yeah. It's calcium.
And now the other animal's like, well, what about me? My chopped liver? Like,
The goat's like,
The goat.
What's his name?
All right, man, yo, we've all been through breakups in our lives, and they are hard to get over, but would you go on a breakup moon? You know, the opposite of a honeymoon. Now, let's hear from the ladies from the show, The Social Breakdown, what that is.
I mean, very different than your story, but would you ever consider taking a trip with the person you're about to break up with?
Right?
I know, there's a writer for Elle magazine. A writer for Elle magazine says that a breakup moon helped her and her boyfriend say goodbye in a beautiful way to their relationship. Julie, what do you think?
That has to be a white people thing. It has to be. Because black people, we ain't spending no money on no breakup on it. It has to be some sort of millennial something or other. Are you kidding me? That's like, all we had was a bus pass when we broke up. We're gonna spend money?
Well, the trip was, in this case, the trip was already paid for, and they couldn't get the money back.
Couldn't get the money back.
Yeah, what would you do? You couldn't get the money back.
No, we're gonna take that one to Jesus. We're just not going. We're not going.
Wow. Is that something you sign up for? Would you do a breakup moon? Like, you know, the relationship's on its outs and you want to have one last hurrah?
It depends why you're breaking up with the person.
Okay.
If it's like cheating or abuse, of course not, because I'm gonna just beat you behind on the trip, or it's not gonna be fun. But if it's like one of those breakups, you know those breakups where it's like, I'm not mad at you, you're not mad at me, it just didn't work out, or timing, where you leave like, I wish we could have worked it out. Those kind of breakups where it's like not someone's fault, where it's like a no-fault breakup, where it's still you want to be friends later on, maybe, but not like if it's like a tumultuous breakup or really something bad. If you care about having that person in your life afterwards. Breakup, how about you guys?
It's so tough for me because, like, if I decided in my head that I don't really want to spend any more time with you in that way, I definitely don't want to spend money to not spend any more time with you. Clean break. Or that trip to the store that never got,
What if there's a trip that you already paid for that you planned in happier times?
Oh, you gotta do it then. I mean, unless, once again, like you said, it depends on what the nature of the. If I'm a man getting beaten in that relationship, I'm not gonna let you beat me under palm trees.
So, in fact, I know of a woman who was engaged to this guy. And then found out that he was cheating on her, right? And they were engaged. The wedding was being planned. They'd already bought the honeymoon trip.
Okay.
And so everything like falls apart, big drama. And he tells her that he's still going on the honeymoon trip. Like the flights are booked, hotels booked, blah, 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 blah. She can't stand it, so she's not gonna go on the honeymoon trip. He goes on the honeymoon trip. She actually hired a private detective to go on the honeymoon trip as well and spy on this man while he was having the time of his life.
Why
So,
though?
like, I don't know why, I mean, sorry, I know that's, like, sort of tangential, but, like, people do this in all kinds of weird ways.
It's like the reverse of, that's what happened on Sex and the City with Carrie Bradshaw. She got left at the altar. She went on the vacation with her friends. But the guy that cheated and then went on the trip, dude, he should have let her go with her friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. The world's too big to end up in the same place with people you don't want to be around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's wild that she sent that because like the relationship was over and she just sent just to make sure he wasn't doing nothing.
Well, she thought that maybe he was taking the mistress that he might have been like cheating on her with and whatnot, that sort of thing. Or seeing if he was sleeping around while he was out there. She was real crazy too. They weren't a good match.
There was no mistress, was there?
Yeah. No, I think there was.
Oh, okay.
But not on the trip.
Oh, we brought another mistress.
Yeah. It could have been another.
Oh, wow.
Could have been another.
Wow. See?
Yeah.
Well, while y'all playing y'all trips, we're gonna go on break, and we got celebrity birthdays and so much more. See you in 2 minutes.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Hey, besties!
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time!
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
Like it's a spiritual moments.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 9:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Welcome back. All right, if you're celebrating a birthday today, you're not just sharing cake, you're sharing spotlight with some certified stars. First up, we put the spell in spellbinding, from fighting dark wizards to lighting up Broadway. Daniel Radcliffe is casting charisma at 36, the boy who lived.
The next one, he's been keeping us laughing so long, he should have a comedy pension. From Scary Movie to White Chicks, Marlon Wayans is still serving jokes hot and fresh at 53.
Nice.
All right, man, this guy got more range than your streaming queue, from Cheers to A Detective in the Dark. The definition of range, Woody Harrelson has been keeping Hollywood weird and wonderful, and he's blazing in a 64.
All right, she's a survivor, a soldier of love, and a showstopper on stage. From Destiny's Child to Broadway's biggest hits, Michelle Williams is hitting high notes at 46, literally and legendarily.
All right, man, this next star's been moving faster than a storm front, which is fitting considering he held it down in Supercell. From Doctor Who to big screen action, Tosin Cole is a force of nature at 33.
Oh my gosh, it keeps going. Last but not least, he's got range, depth, and a resume that reads like an Oscars ballot. From Waves to Cavalier and talking history head in on Malcolm and Martin. Into America, Kelvin Harrison Jr. is bringing the drama in the best way at 31. Guys, who gets the cake? What a stacked day of birthdays.
A stellar lineup.
I'm going to Hollywood royalty family, and we are hosting a party in Dallas on August 23rd. Marlon Wayans gets my vote.
Okay, there we go.
Little shameless plug.
I thought you was going to say Woody Harrelson.
Oh, no.
Because, like, I totally could see you and him hosting a party together,
Of course,
too.
yeah, playing hip-hop and all that, smoking hookahs.
Yeah. No, Marlon's that guy. I definitely... I got a sheet cake today. It's just too many dope. Like Tosin Cole, I never knew this guy's name, but I love Supercell. These British actors are coming through, kicking ass, taking names. Woody Harrelson, I mean, from White Man Can't Jump to Natural Born Killers, and anything he does in front of a camera, he's always cooking and killing it. So yeah, like an assortment of folks. Who you got, Tanner?
I have a lot of respect for Daniel Radcliffe. Like, he made all the money in the world with the Harry Potter franchise, right? Never has to work another day in his life. And since then, he's strangest chosen movies that he thinks are interesting, which is why you see him in like some of the strangest films, very indie films. But it's like at this point, he just, he's on his side quests.
I love that for him.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to everybody celebrating the birthday, run it up in the chat. And when we come back, we playing everybody's favorite game. Whose cousin is it?
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on, man, let's split a ride home.
Ready to lose track of time the best way possible?
Rolling!
From the funniest videos to the wildest things online, we do the scrolling so you don't have to.
It's Usher.
He had that synthetic hair melting. You hear me? Why y'all talking about that lady hair like that? Ain't he alone?
Catch us every weeknight, 7 p.m. Central on Fox Soul.
Louder for the people in the back.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Welcome back. It is time for everybody's favorite game.
Whose cousin is it?
Yeah. Little and big. Little, big, little. All right, now, how are you a whole psychic and can't see your scam falling apart?
Oh, no.
So a 33-year-old man in Long Island needs his third eye checked because he's in spiritual scandal after scamming a senior citizen out of $62,000 for his psychic services.
Oh no, my chakras are shooketh. So a 68-year-old woman already dropped $20,000 on the phony fortune teller's services, but when he demanded $42,000 more for follow-up services and drove her to the bank to withdraw it, employees clocked the con and called the cops.
It's giving Mercury and retrograde. You know what I mean. So the website of Psychic Company, where the great value visionary was doing his dirty work, advertises astrology, love caster spells, and evil spirit removal services. I used to get that in the comments on my post. But plot twist, the only spirit being removed is him from society. No more crystals, just crusty bed sheets and court dates.
Okay, it's about to be a long, dark night of the soul for that man. That's a literary reference there. He's facing grand larceny and fortune-telling charges, and yes, that's actually a misdemeanor in New York. How about that? You learned that today. You can tell fortunes for fun, but not to bankrupt grandma's retirement fund.
All right, so let's run it down real quick. 33-year-old male, spiritual scammer in Long Island trying to finesse an old lady out of $62,000 for psychic services. Bank employees spotted the scam and called the cops. Man charged with grand larceny and fake-ass fortune telling, a misdemeanor in New York City. Whose cousin is this?
Okay, yep, go on.
Hey, where's your moral compass?
Go on.
Sending you.
Go on, Claudia. I can hear the pause.
All the signs say you, but I feel like this, they made it bland on purpose to not give us any clues, and it may be yours, but my gut is saying yours.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I don't know.
My baby mother is from Long Island. Black people are out there. We're out there, but are we scamming? Are we Miss Cleo and the folks? I don't know. I'm gonna say.
It's hard, right?
I'm gonna say other.
I feel a little other, because here's what I do know is if we would have said a 33-year-old woman, I would have much quicker said us. But it's the man component. I don't know a lot of like guys who get really into the chakras and the fortunes, and not that it's not possible.
Yeah.
It's certainly possible.
You going other?
I'm going other because I feel like we're the kind of people who pay for it.
Okay.
Well, let's peel these layers back and see what's good. 3, 2, 1.
Move that van.
Surprise.
That's exactly the other I thought.
There we go.
Where were you on the day of September 10th?
Wait a minute.
No.
Wait a minute.
He knew where not to be.
Based on his skill set, yeah.
Based on being a psychic.
Well, wow. Well, we solved that one. Claudia, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you. I had a great time and loved the dark humor. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks.
No problem.
And hey, virgins, hit me up in my DM. I want to know about this one
Yo,
right here.
wow.
I can keep that line open. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Be sure you follow the homie Claudia and your new podcast.
Oh, Accidentally Informed on Wednesdays with Erica Cobb on YouTube. Check me out.
So
It
fun.
is. See you
All right, see you
later.
guys later. Bye.
Hey, what's going on, Scrolling Fams? It's your girl, Jen and V. We are your hosts. That's my girl,
Jen.
and I'm your girl, Vigarize. And we have a fun show for you guys tonight. So buckle up, tune in, grab your friends, your family, and make sure you tag them and tell them, come watch your girls, Jen and V. Get those bevies ready. Your bevies always got to be in tow, okay? All right, so our first segment, it's going to be so fun, y'all. It's going to be fun. What do we have for them, JB? Algorithm.
Y'all know
about
what
the
algorithm. Y'all know if y'all scrolling on something for too long, you get stuck.
Right.
And you get more.